Hey, hello everyone. Hello. I bet you're surprised to see me talking about why you should go to activities, right? Not the person you thought would be here. I know we were planning to have the Michael J. Fox Foundation here today. Unfortunately, one of their team members got sick and they didn't want to risk bringing anything here today. So they have been rescheduled for February 8th. They will all be here February 8th to talk about the Michael J. Fox Foundation. But in the meantime, Christina, who will be up here in a couple minutes, and I wanted to talk about participating in activities you enjoy as you age and all of the important benefits that come along with that. So you all have that little handout. Feel free to look it over. It's from the National Institute on Aging. And I have put together a PowerPoint that summarizes some of that information and then also talks about some of our new programs that are going along with our programs that we already have, and then some programs that are coming about again that we haven't had in a while. So starting off, there are many things that you can do to help boost your health as you're aging. A healthy diet, not smoking, staying active, and then we're focusing on today participating in social activities. And I can see from the people here in the showroom, I see all of you at activities already. So I know it's a little bit like preaching to the choir here, but we will talk about why it is important to continue and to maybe help get your neighbors to do also. So spending too much time alone, not participating in social activities can increase feelings of depression, increase anxiety, and decrease mobility. I think that's something that most of us have heard before and probably all agree with, and it's been proven by the National Institute on Aging. And so instead, it is suggested to increase meaningful activities. And for everybody in this room, what is a meaningful activity is different to all of us. We have Vince here. Vince enjoys flying airplanes. I am sure Marty going to fly an airplane would not be meaningful to her, but maybe a little stressful to her instead. Or, I don't know, I know Louise enjoys painting, as does Nancy. Maybe some other people might not enjoy painting. So it is whatever is meaningful to you that can help. Nancy, do you have a question? Yeah, good. You no longer paint?
No, I do.
You flew airplanes too. Okay, well then you and Vince could go fly airplanes together and be meaningful. So the key factors of a meaningful activity is that it gives you purpose, enjoyment, and pride. And that can be in many, many different forms. So, the benefits of an active lifestyle engaging in meaningful activities are that you are less likely to develop certain diseases, such as dementia, heart disease, stroke, and certain types of cancer. You can also have a longer lifespan because happier people tend to live longer. Have you all heard that before? Happier people tend to live longer? So doing things that cultivate positive feelings and increase serotonin can help expand your life. And again, less of a risk of depression. So for everybody in the showroom right now, what are things that you all participate in to help keep you happy and healthy? Shout it out.
Singing.
Games, singing.
Laughing.
Laughing.
Writing poetry.
Writing poetry. Games, dancing. Okay, so a lot of great things. A lot of great things you all are doing to help keep you happy and healthy. And I know we recently just had our New Year's Eve happy hour over the weekend, and I saw dancing, singing, laughter, socializing with friends. I think like 5 of those things you all named yourself. So a great opportunity to have that socialization that we're talking about here. So another benefit of an active lifestyle is you are better able to cope. When tough times come, you need to be able to cope and to be able to deal with those tough times. So people that are happier before the tough times are shown to be more resilient, optimistic, have better mental and physical health to attack those challenges head on, all of which can help during those hard times. Okay, you may be able to improve your thinking abilities. So for those of you that were saying you go to games or trivia, things like that, do you find that participating in those mental activities help your memory? Sorta? Okay. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm just asking the crowd, but sort of. Okay. So it can help, it may be able to help improve thinking abilities and have a positive effect on your memory. Learning something new at any age is a great way to help retain more information overall. So once a year here at the Breakers, I'm sure many of you remember, we do something called Brain Health University. And through Brain Health University, we focus on many different aspects of the brain, whether it's sleeping, cognitive, nutrition. We focus on many different aspects, but that is also shown to help with memory. And I know on Sundays, Shantae does brain games, which those games come from a brain website, and those are shown to help memory also. So a good little plug for Sunday brain games. And so the National Institute of Aging, they give you some activities to try, one category being connecting with family and friends. And so their suggestions for connecting with family and friends, they say to play games, to go to socials, video chatting and phone calls, interest groups, or having lunch together. Those are their examples. And so out of those 5/6 examples given, how many of you all, let's do a show of hands, how many of you all participate in one of those there? Does anybody want to say what they participate in that's up on that list? Games? Okay, so Moti and Tom, when you play a game, are you feeling better or worse after? Better. Okay. Kind of proving their point, right? What about people that go to socials? Like we were talking about the New Year's Eve social. Did you all feel happier, better, healthier after going to the New Year's Eve social? Yes? What about video chatting or phone calls? Are you feeling better or worse after you talk to a family member? Yes? Okay. Now a side question, has anybody ever video chatted before? Does anybody know how to use Zoom or FaceTime, things of that sort? A couple of you. Well, I'm going to give a plug at the end for one of our new programs where you can learn to video chat if you ever want to. Yes. Okay, so then interest groups. We have so many different interest groups here. We have the genealogy group. We have sign language group. We have many different things here, book clubs. And I know that is all learning something new, being around like-minded people that are also trying that new thing. It's a great way to connect with others, as is having lunch or having a cup of coffee and a cookie. Okay, so learning something new. That is the other activity that they recommend trying. They suggest dance classes, book clubs, yoga, tai chi, drumming, visiting museums. Does that sound like our Breakers buzz right there? I think it does. Has anybody tried something new at the Breakers in the last, let's say the last month? What is something new one of you have tried? Sylvia? No? No? Okay. Yeah. How about not at the Breakers? What's something new that anyone has tried recently? A new food or a new style of book? Anything of that sort? Nancy?
And we go off the bathroom. We go off the
You tore out a bathroom. Renovating it? Wow, that's a lot of work. Well, so I can say Christina has a famous story, and I don't know if this is a good trying something new, but it's something that makes her laugh nowadays. So one time, we were having a staff potluck here, and Norm brought in blood sausage. Has anyone ever had blood sausage before? Do you all like it? I see some heads yes and some heads no. But
It sounds worse than it is.
Sylvia says it sounds worse than it is.
It is worse than it is.
But Christina tried something new. She didn't necessarily enjoy it, but she now has a funny story. I'm sure is glad that she at least maybe tried something new. But focusing on social activities, though, trying new things has many different health benefits, and it's also a way to connect with a lot of new people. Like I said towards the end of the presentation, I will talk about some new programs that we're starting at the Breakers this January. If you read the newsletter, you might already see some of those being added to the calendar, and we have more on the way. Okay, so some other activities to try are stress relieving habits. Who here feels stressed out from day to day? I see a couple hands. Okay, the rest of you that did not raise your hands, do you have a stress-free life, or are you just really good at alleviating your stress? You're really good at alleviating the stress? What do you like to do when you're stressed out? You like to watch TV, unwind? That's good. What's that, Nina?
Needlework.
Needlework, okay, that's a good one.
A sense of humor.
You like to have a good sense of humor, Marnie? And Tom, what was yours?
Listen to music.
Listen to music. I think many of us do many of those. I don't know about needlework. That's a very niche stress-relieving activity, but good for you. Joe,
A little exercise.
you like to do a little exercise when you're feeling stressed
Go to the gym.
and go to the gym. That's great. These are all great options.
Help a person lose weight.
When Marnie is stressed out, she says she likes to help somebody else lose weight. A very specific for Marnie, but helping with the stress, yes.
Go out walking.
Go out walking. These are all great options. And the couple that the National Institute on Aging give are reading, meditating, going for walks, drinking tea, and practicing gratitude. So I think we said a couple of those. You know, we are in a good place at the Breakers that we do have the lake not far away. We have our 3rd floor deck and the fitness center, so many different places you could go for a walk. Or if you were feeling kind of zany and social enough, I'm sure you could just walk around the elevator bank on the 1st floor many times to get a good walk in. We have a wonderful library on the 2nd floor. We have meditation that we offer twice a week and practicing gratitude. Has anybody here ever worked on practicing gratitude? A couple of us, okay. In November, we did a gratitude challenge, and it was actually trying to look at each day of the month, a different piece of gratitude that you should try to work on. And so if anybody is ever interested in seeing that worksheet again, that November gratitude challenge, I will happily give it to you. Okay, so the National Institute of Aging also recommends becoming an active member in your community. And so this one I did tweak just a little bit to make it more relevant to our community. They say that you can join a committee or a community organization. I was saying joining a committee at the Breakers. We have so many different committees here at the Breakers that many of us would be able to talk to you about. Christina, myself, I see our president in the back, Clarice. I'm sure she would not mind telling you about some committees. You can volunteer. There are many different ways you can volunteer, either being in your apartment. There are ways to volunteer from your couch even. I don't know if somebody has ever heard of a phone tree, but there are many organizations that'll help get you set up with just calling somebody to check in on them, or even calling somebody to read a bedtime story. There are many different organizations like that. In the Edgewater neighborhood too, there are many organizations you could volunteer with outside of our community. They also recommend assisting with park cleanups. Now here at the Breakers, we have done a few park cleanups. All of the times we get a lot of garbage picked up, and so I welcome you to join us anytime we do a park cleanup. Or they say to start a group, and so them saying start a group, I said you could do that here at the Breakers too. There are many different interests that each person has, and I would be very open and welcome to hearing about them if there's something that you want to lead a group for. I will say the genealogy group, again, for example, that came about when somebody asked to start that group, and now they have about 30 members. So that's a great group. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but Tom McCaskey here started our Saturday night movie potlucks. He started that up because he thought it would be a fun idea to get people together, and now that's a great group too. A very social way to pick out something together and then watch a movie and talk about it. So now I want to talk a little bit about some of the new programs that are coming to the Breakers. So starting in 2023, which we're already a couple days in, we are asking each of our directors here to lead one program a month. And so I know you all see Donna once a month or once every other month at Wine Club. She will continue that Wine Club. That is Donna's program of the month. But we have a couple other programs done by the rest of the directors. So our first bullet point up here is Let's Talk. It is a support group for everybody. No matter what you're going through, that'll be with Christina on the first and third Mondays of the month. We are having a Spanish speaking table with Antonio for anybody that wants to speak Spanish, talk about anything, it doesn't matter. He will be doing that Monday, January 16th at 11 a.m. in the suburbs. Michelle, our director of housekeeping, is starting an animal lovers group called Pause and Listen. So pause like the pause. And so it's going to be for all animal lovers, but then also every now and again do a service project with one of the animal shelters that she partners with. So those are just a couple examples. And then Norm, who is a veteran himself, is going to be working more closely with our veterans group on the second Monday of the month. Kristen is starting crossword games on Monday, January 30th at 1 p.m. in the game room. And then as I kind of gave a plug to before, but isn't up on the calendar yet, Jessica, who is our new dining room manager, is going to be starting a tech class. So a little different than our tech tutor, Lynn. I'm sorry, can you see up there? A little different than our tech tutor, Lynn, who you go to when you have a problem and need help fixing that problem right then and there. Jessica is going to do little classes for if you want to learn how to use Facebook or if you want to learn how to use Gmail. And so each month it'll be a different class focused on one topic. 1 month might be Zoom, like we were talking about face chatting with your family. Okay, so I'm going through a lot here. Do we have any questions about anything I've covered so far or these programs coming up?
Okay,
Oh.
Molly, it's Ruth. It's a lot that you're bringing up just in this little bit here. Are you going to remind people are we still keeping the paper this year? And the Buzz, and are you going to remind people what's coming up in the Buzz?
So Ruth asked, since I am going through a lot of information in a short amount of time, are we still going to be advertising these groups? And the answer is yes. We will always advertise these groups because we want to remind people and continue to invite people.
In other words, in the Buzz, you would still do that?
Yes, it'll still be in the Buzz, and we also do have all of these programs except for Jessica's tech class, which will start in February. They are all on our newsletter also. They will be on our TV channel and in the elevator. So many places for you to look and find out about these groups. And you all, I know you all have my phone number and email. You're welcome to ask me about these programs too, because I am only here to help you all be involved, help you all live a fun and fulfilling life. As we are talking about in this presentation, we want you all to be involved as much as you all would like to be.
Oh, you can leave you messages and yeah,
Yeah, you can leave me a voicemail, Ruth.
a voicemail.
And so then some other activities that are making a comeback that we had a little break from and that are now back or just a little bit different. We have a writer's workshop with Paul McComas. Now, Paul McComas has been at the Breakers for, I think he said, 2 decades. He has been here longer than most of us, right? And he still has such new presentations, new workshops, new ideas every month. And so we just finished up our Shakespeare series with Paul McComas. And now that that is done, he did a 9-part series. The series has ended. We are going to be doing our writer's workshop. And so if you are interested in writing, want to try your hand at writing, or have never written before, but like we talked about earlier, you want to try something new to get that brain going, it'll be on the 4th Friday of the month here in the showroom. Has anybody ever written before and think you might want to try this writing workshop? Okay, a couple people. Good, good. So the 4th Friday of the month at 1 o'clock with Paul McComas. And then we have, this will be our 2nd month having the Chicago Public Library. We have Joanna from the Edgewater branch of the library coming to lead our monthly book clubs. And so each month she is picking a book, and now that we've done our sign-up process, she will bring it in every month, but you are welcome to join or leave the book club as you'd like. Just let me know if you want to get some more information about it. The book they are reading this month is called Anxious People. It's kind of a little bit of a mystery, and so stay after if you are interested in grabbing that book. They meet in 2 weeks, and I have a couple extra library books if you're a speedy reader. And if not, then at the end of January, we will have a new book come about for the end of February's meeting. So they are meeting the 4th Monday of the month, every month. And then we have our improv with Terry. That was on Wednesdays for a while. It's now on Tuesdays. So the 1st and 3rd Tuesday. I always say that is the group that gets the most laughs here at the Breakers. You socialize with all kinds of people. You laugh a lot, act out all kinds of zany scenarios. And so if you're looking to add a little fun into your life or a little more laughter into your morning, that's a good group to try. Okay, so I know, like I said, a lot of you are already coming to programs. What type of programs are you all enjoying, or do you feel you get fulfillment out of when you participate? Is anybody getting more of a balance or getting better balance by going to exercise class or learning something new at sign language? Anything you want to give a plug to encourage others to attend?
The physio.
The physio?
What?
Exercise? Yeah. Marnie's been doing well with exercise. Clarice, is that what you were going to say?
Well, I was going to say there's such a nice variety of exercise and different people leading, and they do such a good job, and it's a good way to start the day. And I don't know about anyone else, I find it really hard to exercise by myself, but you know, when you have somebody up there, and when you do your exercises, you tell jokes.
So Clarice and Marnie both said that they're enjoying the exercise classes. And Clarice did give a little plug to mine that at my Core and More class, I tell jokes. So if you need a little laughter with your exercise, come on to my Core and More. Sylvia, you too?
I was just going to say that to encourage exercise because people are in a very sedentary life. And use it or lose it.
There you go. Sylvia is saying, always good to encourage exercise because if you don't use it, you can lose it. Clarice?
You know, another thing was the way you started this genealogy group, and I thought that was really nice. And somebody expressed an interest in that, you encouraged people who were interested to sign up, and they did, and then it kind of started from the ground up here, and now we have that. Another thing like that was the, Bruce, whatever his last name is, I don't remember, but they did the presentation about birds, and that was something that people expressed an interest in, and so we have someone right here who could lead the presentation on birds and with slides and everything, and that's such a great opportunity that people can, if they have an interest and they're willing to take some leadership, that then other people can share that interest too. I think it's important for people to be willing to take leadership too.
So Clarice was saying that there are many groups here at the Breakers that just start by somebody saying they are interested. And then myself, Shantae, Christina, a number of people kind of help get that group going. Like she was saying, the genealogy group. We helped get it going. We set up our Ancestry.com account. And then once the group is secure and going, then a resident is leading the group. And we are happy to do that with any number of interests. I will say that's how our Great Decisions group started also, with a resident interest, and now it's a group with a couple dozen people every now and again. And so if you read the newsletter, there's always a little box that says, is there a program you are interested in leading or learning about? Contact us. Clarice mentioned Bruce McCullough and his bird presentation. I will say he's leading a part 2 of the bird presentation next week. And so Bruce McCullough is a resident here, just like all of you, who his passion is birds. Your passion may be something else, but he is leading a presentation all about the native birds. And I believe that is next Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the video room. I would come early for a seat if you want a seat, because last time it was a full house. And so as we are talking about participating in activities that you enjoy and the added benefits of that, I would just also like to say, for Bruce leading this presentation on birds, he is getting to share his joy and passion with dozens of other people, and that's even more meaningful. I'm sure he feels, what were the 3 things? Pride, enjoyment, and appreciation, something like that, after presenting that to you all and sharing his passion with you all. And that is something we encourage you all to do if you'd like to. If somebody here is really into karate or something, I don't know if you're practicing karate upstairs, but if you wanted to start a karate class, I would figure out a way to help you do that. Okay. Yes, Vince?
I was just thinking, we all have certain melodies as well, physically, whatever. And I get a lot of enjoyment from looking into that and reasons for and potential cures and things that you can do. And I've gained, I think, from that, it's kind of a, if you've got something wrong, there is generally something that can fix it, okay? Be it way off the wall or something that a doctor's going to prescribe. But you can learn so many different things. And I'm 79 and take no drugs. I just don't have to. I would if they prescribed something, but I don't have to. And I think the reasoning for something like that is because you look into what the body should have as far as nutrition, as far as activity, and a lot of basic things that it needs, okay, and that type of thing. So I just thought that maybe people should try to look into those areas.
Yeah, so Vince was saying that he is 79 years young and thankfully is not taking any needed medications right now. and through exercise and trying to focus on his health in various aspects done with, guidance of doctors or others, he is living a great life right now. And as we talked about at the beginning of this presentation, staying social and staying active can help ward off a couple different things such as depression, anxiety, dementia, various things that the National Institute on Aging talks about. And so it is just another reason why we should encourage ourselves, but also encourage your friends and your neighbors to stay active and stay social. Sometimes people need a little extra push than maybe you all that are already here today. So maybe encourage somebody that you don't see as often, but that you are good friends with, to come down to our happy hour tomorrow, or to exercise on Friday, or to the sing-along next week. Many different things that can help bring those people a little socialization and joy also. Maybe they just need a little encouragement. Clarice.
I just thought of two other things that have been available. One is the house plant get-togethers, and that's a combination of Dave, who's on the staff, and June Hewitt, who's a resident, and they invite people to come and bring plants to look at, or help doctor plants that are not feeling well or whatever, but that's very informative. And we've had a photography workshop that Dave Wano and Sean have done together intermittently. I don't know if it's regular, but those are two other things really nice.
Yeah. She mentioned two programs here, both led by Dave Iwano, a member of our marketing staff. Yes, a little clap for him. And then one of them being the house plant chat that he leads with June Hewitt, who helps oversee our garden committee, and then the other being their tea and photography workshop, which is on pause right now just because going to drive up some interest when we bring it back again, but that being led with Sean. And so I am very lucky and very glad that at the Breakers we do have such an interest of people leading programs and leading activities, because or else you would get tired of seeing my face and Shantae's face. You'd be tired of us. And so good to have Dave leading his programs and bringing his knowledge to the table. But these programs that we talked about, other directors leading, those people are all bringing knowledge to the table by doing those. I don't think any of you want me at the Spanish-speaking table with the 10 words of Spanish I know. I would be saying hola all over again, and you would be saying, yes, hello. And with Michelle's pause and listen, she has been working with animal shelters for years and years, and so she has a lot of experience in that realm too. I love animals as much as just about any person, but she has that knowledge that brings it to the table. And so I hope some of you will try out these new programs that we have added. I hope that you'll really connect with some of them, and then maybe you'll be encouraged to start your own program, or even if it is not starting a program but just attending these programs, that'll bring the added health benefits of socialization.
Are we still keeping entertainment going?
Oh yes, Ruth asked, are we still keeping entertainment? Yes. Nothing is being taken off the schedule. These are all added to the schedule. So nothing is going away. We still have a lot of entertainment. That's another great place to, really bring back some memories with a musical performance, hearing those old songs, or just connect with other people that love the same type of music you do, or learn something at Paul McComas's programs. So all of these are added programs to our calendar. Any other questions or comments?
It wouldn't apply to this month, but what about anything going or anybody think of anything for Valentine's Day?
Ruth asked if we will be having some stuff for Valentine's Day in February, which is a big yes. We always try to focus on the holidays, different themes each month. So January, fitting for this program, is all about trying something new in the new year, if you've read our newsletter. And so in February, We have Valentine's Day, we have Chinese New Year, we also have Black History Month. So there's a lot of different focuses that we will be talking about in February, all within the very short 28 days.
Yeah.
And as always, I would love to hear suggestions if you ever have something you want to see or learn more about. Another plug, Tom McCaskey is our chair of the program committee. He is open for you to talk to also. Again, if you want to bring that karate class out, okay? People have given crazier ideas and we've made them happen. Yes, Don?
Would you bring us up to date with the bus?
Sure. So Don asked about the bus, and so Sterling is not with our community anymore, but we are interviewing for bus drivers. That's about it right now, the most update I can give. But so the interview process is happening, and then we will be back to Shantae's fabulous trips once we have a driver.
Will there be any buses at all temporarily? Like going to the grocery store and so?
Just on Saturdays for right now.
Saturday?
Yes, the only trips right now, we do have a bus on Saturday, and I'm working on a schedule for that. But right now, no bus trips except for when Jim can drive on those Saturdays. So you will get a memo about the buses maybe in 2 days once we have a better idea of things.
Well, we have the bus trip to the musical. Is that going to go through, or Chicago?
So, Don, we can talk about this after, but the memo I sent out, there are no Wednesday bus trips for all of January. We don't have a bus driver right now. So nothing can take place without a bus driver. But if you want to talk more about that, we can talk after the presentation. Okay, regarding participating in activities to help you live a great ageful life, any other questions or comments people want to bring up?
I thought the New Year's Eve group was terrific.
Okay,
Yeah, that
good.
was
Coming
great.
back.
Marnie said she thought the New Year's Eve group was terrific, and when are they coming back? So I'm glad you enjoyed them. You know, you definitely always want to have a good New Year's Eve party. And I'm glad to tell you that the New Year's Eve group, I think one band member will switch out, but they will be here for Mardi Gras. And so every now and again we throw a great big party like we did for New Year's, and we will again for Mardi Gras. That party will be down in the first floor though. We will be in the dining room to have a little bit more elbow space. No elbowing people as you're dancing or anything like that.
Tables and all that.
Yeah. We always love to throw a party, be able to socialize, enjoy the music, and especially, I tell me your thoughts sometime, but I really liked that people were wearing name tags at the party,
yeah.
so you can meet somebody new if you didn't know their name,
Yes.
or if they've told you their name 20 times and you just never remember, you can say, "Oh, hi, Marnie," like you knew it the whole time. So I think every now and again it's good to bring out our name tags and just be a good, friendly community. Okay, any other questions, comments? So like I said at the beginning, we will be having our presentation by the Michael J. Fox Foundation
Yeah.
Wednesday, February 8th. They are very sorry they had to postpone, but better than risking anybody gets sick. And so they will be here in about a month, and we'll be doing that presentation. I really do encourage everybody to come out for that presentation because it's fascinating what they're doing. Even if you don't think you'll be able to participate, it's fascinating to learn about. Okay, thank you all for being here. Hope you have a great day. Come to activities that are meaningful to you and encourage others to do so. Are you going to our Spanish-speaking one, Cesar?
Is there a Spanish?
I think you should.